Hey guys, welcome to Bloggers United. Welcome to another video, and today it's time to talk about the forward line, about the strikers that potentially Barcelona could sign in the future years, because it was put on an article by Mundo Deportivo that Barcelona are looking for number 9, that they're in the search of a 9, and that their main candidates were the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Harry Kane, Lautaro Martinez, and Marcus Rashford. They said that Barcelona are in desperate look of a 9. There's also been, articles of other players like Roberto Firmino and other youngsters that the Blaugrana club could be looking to add to the ranks in the coming seasons. Apparently, the reports say that Kylian Mbappe is the main target, that he's the priority, and that they will be looking to sign him in 2021 with 1 year left on his contract. If he doesn't sign a new contract, that will be the idea, although it will be difficult to negotiate with Paris Saint-Germain, as we know that they have a very complicated relationship with Barcelona, but that we could rush his signing in 2020 if it was seen that Luis Suarez is not up to the task at the end of next season. My opinions on it is that Kylian Mbappe is a player that is very good. He's a really good player, and obviously he's probably one of the best in the world, probably the best talent in the world at the moment, but it's going to be a difficult signing. If in normal conditions, I would say go ahead and sign Kylian Mbappe. He's the best young forward that we could get, and he can play down the wings, in either wing. He can play it down the middle. He'll be perfectly fine. I like those players that are able to play multiple positions, also like Ousmane Dembele. Allowing Lionel Messi to play down the middle as a false 9 would be beneficial for us, having the pace of players like that, with Messi supplying you in attack and them taking, costing probably for defense, allowing more time and space for Lionel Messi to do his thing in the last years of his career would be very beneficial for Barcelona. I think that a player like Harry Kane, he's someone that he's probably the best 9 in the world. In the past 2 years, he's been the best number 9 generally, but the thing is that Harry Kane, his injury concerns, his fitness issues just seem like they're not, like he's having too many injury issues that I'm not sure that he's going to recover and spending that much money, because we're talking about 150 million to 200 million euros of investment for Harry Kane. I just think it's a lot of investment, and it's not really solving a problem, because he's 25, 26. He's gonna be a player that is, he's not that far away from Antoine Griezmann. So Griezmann, I think it's gonna be the 9 for the short to mid-term range, and we need to look for a player that's a lot younger, that's less than 22 or 23, that's gonna be able to give us a lot of years once we have Griezmann progress out of the team, and we potentially have Ousmane Dembele and one other winger. So that's why I think Harry Kane, for that concern, although a great player and has the characteristics to be probably a number 9 for any team in the world, it's not the ideal fit for Barcelona. I think that Lautaro Martinez, it's one of the main candidates for me. He showed this season and last season that he's a fighter. He has he's attacking the space is really good. He gives attitude, which is for me very similar to that of Luis Suarez. And out of those lists, I think that he's the one that is closest to Suarez in terms of the profile player that they are. He doesn't have the technique and tactical ability that Suarez has, but he has enough attitude, desire. He wants to win everything. He seems to have a good relationship with Lionel Messi, and it seems like it would be very accepted into the dressing room, which you cannot say for most of these signings, as secure as for me Lautaro Martinez is. So maybe he's one of the best additions to consider. Then we have Marcus Rashford. I'm gonna go about Rashford really quick. I think that he's a fantastic player, just like Martial in the same way, and he's a player that it's a lot of pace, play that in either wing, down the middle. Again, a player very similar to Mbappe. I think he's not been as good as Mbappe in the last couple of seasons, and I expect him to, you know, explode soon. Like maybe this season or next season, he's gonna explode as a world-class player. But the problem is that he just renovated a new contract, and that getting him away from Manchester United is gonna be next to impossible. So that for me, you know, with other options in the horizon, Rashford for me has to be, you know, as great. If we can sign him for a normal price, that'll be great. But if we have to pay too much money for him, it's just not worth it. I don't see it worth it for us to sign Marcus Rashford for an exorbitant amount of money. Then, after those 4 players, I think that there are other candidates that are going to complete it with a 10. So that means I'm going to have another 6 players in this list that I think would be a good fit for Barcelona for one way or another. And where do I see them in the rankings along this video? So first name, it's Alexander Isak. I already talked about Alexander Isak not that long ago, and I've said that he's a great player that has a lot of qualities that I look in number 9, and then for Barcelona, he's a player that I think would suit Barcelona pretty well. I still say that if we can sign him for 30 million euros, he is worth punt taking on, because if it doesn't work, well, we'll surely sell him for under like 20-25 or like recovering your investment. But at least it's not that big of a deal if you sign him for a low price. If it works, it's at 100 to 200 million euro player, and if he doesn't succeed, you basically recoup your money for him and try again with another player. He's someone that's that young, that's gonna be able to take, you know, he's gonna be accept taking his time and getting progression to a team slowly but surely, and learning from the best of the best. He would be a player that has a lot of qualities, like as a finisher, moving into the space, he presses pretty well, he out of the area is not too bad at all. I think that he has the potential to be a really good number 9, and maybe if Barcelona can get him for a really cheap price from Real Sociedad, it could be very beneficial for Barcelona. Then we have Belotti from Torino. I think that Belotti is a player that has looked like he's not progressed in the last couple of seasons, but I think in the contrary, it's just that Torino haven't been able to create chances for him at all. And you know, Belotti is not only a finisher, but he's a player that I think presses fantastically well. His coach at Torino says that he's fantastic to one another, and that is always a good thing to hear. He seems to respect the manager a lot, and you know that for me, that's one of the most important things in a player and in a football team, that they respect the manager, that they work well. And he has all the qualities: shooting with both feet, with a head. He moves out of the area very well. His dribbling is pretty good. His association with midfielders and wingers is absolutely phenomenal. And at the moment of truth, it's a player that, you know, this is the moment to sign him. Not when he exploded, where they were asking 100 million for him, but this is the time to sign Andrea Belotti, because it would cost what, like 50 million euros, and I think that for a player that's devaluated, that would be a good price. That would be a fair price of what Belotti is right now, and then what could be in the future. And then we have Timo Werner. We have the youngster from RB Leipzig. His time at Leipzig has been phenomenal. He's gotten better every single year. He's progressed every single year. This season, he seems to be on a really good run of form with Julian Nagelsmann. And I'm very interested to see what's going to happen in that RB Leipzig project, because Julian Nagelsmann has a way of turbocharging and attacking. If he was able to get, you know, the best of the likes of Kramaric, Jolinton, like they're all good players, but if he's able to do what he did with Hoffenheim, which was scoring a lot of goals, I can only imagine what he's going to do with a player like Timo Werner, that has a lot of pace, good dribbling, especially good finishing, moving good into the space, can play down the left, down the middle. He's a player that is very, very good, and I put him in this list ahead of other names that I was going to put in this list, because at the end of the season, he has a release cost of 30 million euros, and I'm sure that teams like Bayern Munich or Liverpool are going to be like front runners too for his signing. But Barcelona can call him and tell him like, hey, this is a project, you're going to be the replacement for Luis Suarez. Suarez is already over 30. The likes of Lewandowski is on fantastic vein of form, and Firmino is, not like he's in his prime still. Like, maybe you could fit a Barcelona very well, and for that price, a player like Timo Werner, like, there's no way that signing goes wrong. If he doesn't succeed, you still make a profit on him, and if he succeeds, well, then you have your striker for the next 10 years. Timo Werner, I think, would be a fantastic signing, especially for the price, and I hope that Barcelona are keeping an eye on him and considering him going forward in the years to come. Then we have Luka Jovic. I still put Luka Jovic because I am, it's kind of bad to say that I feel glad that he's not succeeding at Real Madrid, but he's not succeeding because of him. He's succeeding because he's not being given minutes, and that is fantastic to see because he's a player that could, Real Madrid are like Barcelona, a club that is very judgmental with their players are not performing, and if Jovic doesn't perform this season, they will be more than happy to pull the trigger on it. We've seen Florentino Perez pull the trigger on players that if they're not succeeding instantly, he's gonna find another replacement, and Real Madrid look like he could be signing another number 9. So Jovic for me still is the most complete player out of this list, like the one, like other than Mbappe, because put Mbappe in a different tier, but then you have the likes of the other strikers, and I think that Jovic has the potential to be a really good number 9. I said it multiple times during the summer, and I think Jovic, if they're able to get the best out of him, if we are able to sign him and give him proper minutes and proper progression into the team, then that is the number 9 for the future. For a price like he has, what we should be paying the same Real Madrid paid for him, about something about that. I think that would be fair. And although getting him straight out of Real Madrid wouldn't be easy, maybe it would be the right call. Maybe he pressures enough the club that he joins Barcelona for a reasonable price. Then you have Gabriel Jesus, a player that in Manchester City hasn't had the progression that I expected. He still performed really well when he has to play, but Aguero has that's one of the things that has me surprised with Guardiola. I thought that Aguero was going to be progress out of the team, although he's been performing well since Pep Guardiola arrived at Manchester City. Like, time doesn't forgive anyone, and you have to have Gabriel Jesus already established into the team as the first team striker. And I thought that he was going to be taking minutes of Aguero every single season, and although Aguero's been great, you have to play Gabriel Jesus, and they haven't done that. So Manchester City could stand to lose the youngster. I think that if Barcelona sign him, that would be a fantastic signing. I think that potential-wise, he's one of the best strikers potential-wise. Like, good out of the area, good dribbling, good passing, good link-up play, really good finishing, good instinct inside the box. And he's already the number 9 for Brazil. And, it could be really good. Like, it's not easy taking players out of Manchester City, but if he wants to, and if he can run out his contract to a reasonable length, maybe a good offer of 100 million euros could persuade Gabriel Jesus to join Barcelona and leave Manchester City. Then you have, as the last player on this list, I'm going to put some honorable mentions, like Anthony Martial, who we've seen play him on the left wing, but he was mainly a striker when he was at Monaco, and his beginnings with Manchester United. I think that he's a player like Marcus Rashford that it's really good, that if he hadn't renewed his contract like in the past 2 years, it would have been good to sign him. There's also, Holland that I think has a lot of potential. There's a lot of strikers that could be joining Barcelona, but for me, another player that is absolutely fantastic and that Barcelona need to consider is Daniel Malen. Daniel Malen looks like an absolutely spectacular player. For me, probably the third best choice out of this list, with Mbappe as first, Lautaro because of his attitude at second, and Daniel Malen as third. The only bad thing that Daniel Malen has is that his agent is Mino Raiola. And we know that Barcelona don't like to deal with Mino Raiola for obvious reasons and very perfectly respectable reasons. If they tell us that we're not signing Daniel Malen because his agent is Mino Raiola, then you know what? I step out of the conversation and I say that's completely fine. We know that negotiating with this guy is not easy, that he's always trying to pull some shenanigans, and I don't. There's like, have you seen? There's more than enough strikers to consider than having to, go in a bidding war with another super club for talent to play like this. But if we're able to get his like deal within the 50 to 60 million euro range, then I think that will be a fantastic signing. Like, he can play down the either wing. He's good playing with the ball at his feet, but he's a player that attacking the space is absolutely phenomenal. His acceleration, his split to space, like attacking the space is fantastic. His good instincts. He has a first control that is absolutely unbelievable. Like, he has that orientated control that he gets the ball, and his first touch is just to like move the ball into an area that he can either accelerate into, or that he can just generate a little bit of space to either get a shot off or pass to another player. So I think that is very beneficial. He's really young. Right now he scored 10 goals in 9 games for PSV this season, and if you take away this fact that Mino Raiola is there, he becomes one of the best players, like decent talented players to sign. He has a lot of potential. He's a really good goal scorer, can play in the wings, while we have Lionel Messi playing as false 9. Maybe we'd have played like Ousmane Dembele, and then after Messi retires, we go ahead and have the likes of Ansu Fati, Malen, and Dembele, and that could be one of the best front lines in world football for the next 10 years. So we have to consider it. We have to think that Daniel Malen is there. He's a youngster, but he's also someone that's right there right now to perform. And with that said and done, I think this is like the end of the video. For, like I said, Mbappe for me is the #1 choice. If you can sign him, go ahead and sign him. Lautaro and Jovic are very similar profile players, but I would say Lautaro just because he's not in Madrid. He doesn't have that con that dealing with Madrid would be difficult. The same thing with, the likes of Gabriel Jesus dealing with Manchester City is very difficult. Lautaro, I think, will be more affordable. Seems to have a good relationship with Messi. Has a lot of spirit. It's a warrior in the pitch. Malen has problems of Mino Raiola. And other players like Bernard Belotti and Alexander Isaac would be very good players. So there's a lot of options. Leave me in the comment section below who you think Barca needs to sign in 2020 or 2021 when we're looking for a striker position. If I missed anyone in this list that you would like to include, leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, Blaugranas.